As long as we are continuing to contribute to the normalization of exploiting others, it's always going to have an impact on our overall society. I became vegan after watching the film Cowspiracy. During that time, I just learned a lot about how the animal agriculture industry negatively impacted the earth. So that propelled me to become vegan, and now I participate in animal rights activism, and I have my own nonprofit called Apex Advocacy, where we help communities of color fight back against animal agriculture. I realized that for the longest, as a person of color, I was brought to recognize the oppressions that exist in our society at a very young age. And it's something that hit me, in my early teens. I began to really understand that people of color have it a lot more difficult than other people in society. Colonialism definitely continues to contribute to a lot of the negative things that take place in communities around the world. The food systems that exploit us, the placing of these slaughterhouses and the manure runoff, the waste, the environmental impact. From the time that people of color were colonized in America, we were stripped of our culture, we were stripped of our identity, our heritage, and we were given new food systems that weren't naturally something that we lived and experienced in our own culture. We have some of the most cherished memories in our lifetimes because of the foods that we eat and the connections that we have with our families. Plant-based foods have been a staple in our communities well before colonization. I began to realize that I was also contributing to the oppression of non-human animals in my everyday actions. And I started to think that, okay, this is a form of injustice because I don't want this to happen to me, and I've been fighting pretty much my entire life for speaking out against the impacts of white supremacy, but here I am also contributing to the psychology of making another individual's existence inferior to mine or less than mine. As long as we are continuing to contribute to the normalization of exploiting others, it's always going to have an impact on our overall society. Because when we make way for some discrimination, it makes way for much more discrimination. So in order for us to fight collectively against all forms of discrimination, we have to assess what forms have our society normalized, what ways have we participated in, and ultimately what ways can we resist and fight back against those forms of discrimination.